Hello and welcome to City Focus. I'm Diane Gonzalez. Cultivating a diverse group of leaders to strengthen our community. That's been the mission of Leadership Lincoln since 1985. The organization is now accepting applications for all 4 of its programs. And here to tell us more about these opportunities and how you can participate are Laura Uredil. She is the program's coordinator for Leadership Lincoln. And we have representatives from 2 of the 4 programs. Carlos Lopez III is in the Fellows class, the current Fellows class 30, and works at UNL. And Moy Padilla is in the current Project All class and he also works at the university. Thank you both very much for being here today. Laura, I'm going to start with you. Tell us how this all got started 30 years ago with the Fellows program.
Sure. Really, before the Fellows program even existed, what existed was a group of leaders in the community that felt strongly about developing leaders who would take their place. There was a lot of consciousness about who would be the next generation, who would be the next folks who would get involved, who would contribute to nonprofits, who would serve on city task forces, who would be a part of keeping Lincoln vibrant in a whole variety of ways. I mean, it could be in your faith community, it could be in your kids' schools. But so those group of founders and the first board of directors for Leadership Lincoln, and this was in the mid-'80s, decided that we needed a community leadership organization that would help to train those folks, that would engage them and connect them and help them connect to ways to improve Lincoln. So really we owe our existence to that group of folks back in '85, and then they started the Fellows class, and so for a while Leadership Lincoln was just the Fellows class, but we have grown and implemented other leadership development programs that serve other audiences, and so we just keep growing and finding new audiences to participate and to serve.
Now I know that the Fellows program has changed a lot. I was in class 5, Fellows class 5. Carlos is in 30, and things have changed a lot over those 25 years. A little bit of the focus is different?
A little bit, yeah. The program definitely focuses on a balance between skill development, but also, I guess the shorthand term would be networking. We want to make sure that people have they are aware of the needs in the community and they know where the avenues are to go and get involved. And then we also want to equip them to be successful when they go do that. So there's a balance between getting to know what are the strengths of the education system in Lincoln and what are the challenges that nonprofits face and what are the opportunities in business. And so we spend some time sort of getting to know the community, but we also spend some time making sure that our participants are connected to one another and connected to the leaders who can help them get involved in those various fields.
Well, Carlos, tell us about your experience in this year's Fellows class.
My experience has been, just like Laura was saying, a wide variety. Everything from the public sector to the private sector. And some of my most memorable experiences are getting to tour the Capitol and being able to talk with senators that were newly elected. I think that that's an experience that you sort of know how the unicameral works, but to be able to see it up close and really experience it from that perspective, as well as understanding the vast accessibility that a lot of our senators give to us. And I think that that's really a token of our community and how it is that we can work together.
Now, you grew up here in Lincoln, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did you are you learning things that you didn't know about your hometown?
Most definitely. I think that we spent an entire day looking over the Vital Signs project and how that affects our community and kind of the bigger aspects that I think that living in my neighborhood I don't necessarily see every day, but being able to go and interact with different nonprofits in town and different people who are trying to change Lincoln has really helped out with that a lot.
Now, a few years ago, I'm going to talk a little bit about Project All now, the second project we're going to talk about today. The Mayor's Office, the Community Health Endowment, Leadership Lincoln all came together to form Project All. Mm-hmm. Tell us what that program is all about. Again, this is in its 8th year.
Yeah. Project All is very much a partnership between Leadership Lincoln, the Mayor's Office, and also Community Health Endowment, who supports the program. And the focus of the program was to develop a diverse population of folks who are interested in getting involved in the community and stepping into leadership positions. Very much so that organizations that serve the community are doing a good job of having leadership that represents their clientele, whether that be in a different variety of different fields, or if it might be city task forces, or different situations where the organizations themselves want to make sure that their leadership and their volunteers are representing the folks that they're trying to serve. So. Like I said, it's a partnership, and we've been recruiting participants. We just finished class 8 and recruiting participants, and very much what that program is, the service that's coming out of that program is a matching role, is helping the folks who have come out of the program who are ready and willing to serve. There are a lot of people in the community who are very much willing to step up and serve, but making sure that they are connected to the folks who need their service and need their support. And so Leadership Lincoln has been playing a matching role in a sense to help connect the needs and the folks who are willing to serve.
Moy, congratulations on graduating from class number 8. What did you get out of the experience in Project All?
Yeah. So for me, and Laura kind of mentioned it a little bit, there's a lot of people who want to help, but we don't know how to help or like how to get involved. And I think that's what Project All really taught me was, this is how, all the opportunities out there, and this is how you get involved. If you are going to serve on a board, these are the right questions to ask, the people you should talk to. Things that I would have never thought of if it wasn't for Project All. So it was even the people that were part of the class was also very, I loved it. It's a very diverse group. We're all passionate about, advocating for underrepresented, underserved populations. So that for me was also inspiring, just to be around a group of peers who have that same passion that I have.
Where do you want to take your experience in terms of volunteering in the community?
Yeah, so I volunteer for Lincoln Literacy, and just this past January, I'm serving for the CASA for Lancaster County Board of Directors. So I'm still a newbie there, learning a lot, but it's been fun. Yeah.
Well, we mentioned there are 4 programs: the Fellows Program, Project All. Tell us about the other 2. One is Youth Leadership Lincoln, and then the other, Youth Leadership Lincoln has been around for 18 years.
Yes.
And the Lincoln Executive Series has been around for 27.
Yes,
so tell us
correct.
about those 2 programs.
The Lincoln Executive Series serves senior management from both the public and the private sector. And so it is a leadership development program that is aimed at a population of folks who are senior leaders in their organizations and want to connect to other leaders and find some outlets to understand the Lincoln environment and figure out where they fit in their particular organization. So the Executive Series was our second program. We started with the Fellows, and then we figured out pretty soon that we needed the Executive Series as well. And then a few years after that, Dean Finnegan, who was serving on the board of directors of Leadership Lincoln at the time, headed up a committee that looked into the possibility of starting a youth program. So I said that Leadership Lincoln cares about getting people involved in the community and adding to the vitality by helping people find ways to serve. Well, then we started thinking that includes high school students as well. It includes people who are younger but still care and have a passion for the community and have a voice and things to contribute. So at that time, Leadership Lincoln decided that we needed to add a youth program, that this was something that was relevant and could contribute to Lincoln. So the Youth Leadership Lincoln class serves students who are high school sophomores from all throughout the county. So all of the Lincoln public and private schools, and as well as the county schools. And it follows very much the Fellows model. It is both a skill development, helping students develop their leadership skills, and also a knowledge building, helping them to connect to the leaders who are active in various parts of the community and helping them understand what those opportunities and what those challenges are and be a part of that. Right. So the Youth Leadership Lincoln serves sophomores, but the students apply when they are 9th graders. So right now, at the end of this school year, the 14-15 school year, students who are 9th graders now would apply to participate in the next program year, which is the 15-16 school year.
Now we mentioned this is the application time now for all 4 programs. Carlos, what would you say to someone who is thinking about applying for one of the programs, in particular the Fellows?
I would say that to go ahead and apply. I think that when I first saw the application, I wasn't necessarily sure that, I fit into that, mold of doing everything and being involved. But I think that the doors and avenues that it's opened for me, even professionally and personally, have been phenomenal. So I definitely say just give it a shot. So.
And Moy, what would you say to someone who's interested in
Yeah.
thinking about Project All?
Right. Well, aside from working with Laura, why she's pretty cool. I think it goes back to if you want to help, but you're unsure of how to get there. Project All is a good stepping stone. So if you're the type of person who wants to get involved, wants to help others, Project All is definitely a good way to get into it.
And Laura, now let's talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts. How does
Sure.
one go about applying?
Sure. All of our programs run with the school year, so we are taking applications for programs that will start in September of 2015 and run through May of 2016. All of our applications are available online, and so people can visit the Leadership Lincoln website, which is leadershiplincoln.org, and find the applications. There's a couple of options. You can either do an online version or you can download the Word document. But and also for each of our programs, we do an informational session, a chance for people who are interested in the class to come learn a little bit more about what it is that this class does and meet the staff and try and get an idea. So for the fellows and for the Project All class, we do that at Leadership Lincoln. For the Youth Leadership Lincoln programs, I do those at the libraries around the community, and all of those dates and opportunities to learn more are available on our website.
And some of the programs have a fee, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And also folks need to have their employer support.
Yes. It's good to mention that because our programs do, the seminars meet what is traditionally considered, normal business working hours. So the Fellows class and Project All class will meet one day a month, and it's usually an 8 to 5 kind of seminar. So it does conflict with traditional working hours, which is why we ask people to get their employer endorsement so that the employer knows that their employee is going to be away from work for one day a month and why. So there's that. And in the youth program, the way we go about doing that is asking the kids is to get their principals sign off on their participation, so the principals understand where they're going to be. And you mentioned tuition. Our classes do have tuition fees, but we also have scholarship funds for each of our tuition programs so that there's an opportunity for people. We don't want tuition to be a barrier in any way for anyone to feel like they can't participate or they can't find a way to get involved. But I should say that with the Project All class, which is supported by the Community Health Endowment, there is no individual tuition fee, and that's totally due to our support from the Community Health Endowment. So we're grateful to them. They're helping open doors for that program.
Now, over its 30 years, Leadership Lincoln has had very stable leadership. Only 2
Yes.
directors. So you're going through a bit of a transition now as the legendary Dean Finnegan is stepping down.
Yes, we were started under the direction of Jan Leeper, and then Dean Finnegan took over, and so she's been with the organization for a while now, and Dean is going to retire as well. So in our 30-year history, it's time for our third leader, executive director. And the board of directors has announced that name. His name is Mick Hale, and he will be starting with Leadership Lincoln in May.
That's
so
exciting.
We're excited about the new era for Leadership Lincoln.
We will have to have him on 5 City TV. Thanks. I've heard about him. I heard he's a great guy, so looking forward to it. Just one final question before we go. What do you think is the main thing that you got out of being a participant in a Leadership Lincoln program?
One session that really stuck out was the budget session. Because now that I go to meetings and I hear, 15, 20 minutes just financial talk, it wasn't something that I was prepared for. If it wasn't for that one particular session from one of the seminars. So that one stuck out a lot, and just the people. It really was just the cohort that I got to spend with.
You do find yourself bonding with your class, don't you, Carlos? Talk a little bit about that.
Well, for our class, we always we spend the entire day doing the seminar, and then we make a very thoughtful effort to make sure that we either do breakfast before or maybe drinks after. And I think that the people have just been phenomenal. They're extremely supportive, and they have a lot to offer as far as advice. especially since they've come from all different perspectives, whether they've been in the industry for 30 years or 20 years. Even I have been able to leverage some of those relationships by being able to ask those questions early in my leadership career, things that they may have already gone through, and they're able to kind of ask me what's going on in the new generation and up and coming. So
Yes, the networking is one of the best parts. Well, we do want to let people know where they can find out more information. Leadership Lincoln is headquartered at Old City Hall at 9th and O. The website, leadershiplincoln.org, and the phone number to call for more information, 441-4661. Again, they are accepting applications for all 4 programs. That's the Fellows Program, Youth Leadership Lincoln, Project All, and the Lincoln Executive Series. All the application forms are available online, and then also information as well about the sessions where people can come and learn about the different programs that are offered. So, Laura, thank you very much
Thank you,
for being
Dan.
here. Carlos and Moy, thank you
Thanks.
very much as well.
Thank
and
you.
thank you for joining us for City Focus.